was like, his staff was saying, "Oh, that's this guy."
What, William Bryce was the name.
We don't want to say his name, do we? Oh, that's his alias, anyways.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Nor do I.
Look, no,
Okay.
really.
So
I don't.
They recognized.
I don't buy into that.
They recognized him and contacted the police, and of course they're trying to find out where he was. And he posted the video on YouTube and Twittered, and then he released some kind of 100-page or 20-page or whatever it was, some kind of reasoning for everything.
25. I think 25 pages. Well, it was weird. He apparently had called an ABC affiliate or faxed them or something before this and said, "I have a story I want to pitch." And then a couple hours after, he faxed them the 25-page letter, or calling it a manifesto. I don't know what manifesto really means, but basically he was saying the shooting in Charleston, I don't remember the guy's name, but the Dylan Roof, the white guy that went into the black church and shot people, that's what put him over the edge.
And he bought a gun 2 days later.
2 days after.
And then he said something about if the guy wants a race riot, I'll give him one or something.
Yeah. Which is weird because
this isn't a hate crime.
No,
there's
no
race involved in this at all.
Well, that's the. I mean,
this is a disgruntled.
In fact, it's probably
like the shooting at Fort Hood.
It's
workplace violence.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot going on with this guy. He was crazy. Obviously, right? There's no other explanation. He did legally purchase the firearm.
I think mass murderers probably aren't normal.
Murderers, yes. I think It sounds like he legally purchased the firearm.
Of course.
Because he got it before he did anything. So I think the worst part about this is the immediate calls for gun control.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to do? How could you have stopped this short of taking every possible weapon, not just guns, away from every single person?
See, that's
including fists.
That's the little secret that gun control people don't want, to get out. It's just about background checks, and it's just about registration. We don't want to take your guns, but really that's what they want to do, because that's the only way you can attempt to really try to do something.
That's the only way.
But as I mentioned off air with you, if it would have been Japan, it would have been a samurai sword. He would have went up there and hacked him to death.
And he was close enough to him.
Yeah. So,
and I'll concede the fact that you can't say in this case that, well, if she would have had a gun or if the cameraman would have had I don't think it would have made much of a difference. No. Maybe. Yeah. If the camera guy would have, because he shot the female first, maybe something could have happened. Yeah. I don't know.
Pretty shocking.
Yeah. But
total lack of situational awareness, but
that's the job, right? I mean, because
you got to be focused.
You look at how many times they get interrupted by,
idiots in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
they almost train themselves to block everything out.
I was surprised that the woman being interviewed didn't notice. Yeah. So because I assume she wasn't a professional camera,
you're nervous, you want to do a
that's
good
what
job.
I was thinking. It's really focusing. So what's the dad and the boyfriend, fiance, I think boyfriend at the time, they had talked about getting married, but were on the Kelly File on Fox News, and absolutely tragic. I can't even imagine what he's feeling and how you would even deal with it. But of course, like we see time and time again, the parents and the family members, he comes out, he says, he takes the opportunity on Fox News, which, by the way, he said, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't come here.
Right.
I was hesitant to come here, which to me, I think he was saying on Fox News. But he used the opportunity to say that he has a new life mission, which is to fix this gun problem.
Well, which is, in his words, keep mentally ill people from getting guns.
Yep.
Or keep crazy people from getting guns.
Yep.
And so I asked him through the internet.
He didn't hear it, but you asked.
Through the screen. Okay, that's good. I want to keep guns out of crazy people's hands too.
But how? How do you do that?
Yeah.
If you know they're crazy because they're already been committed, we already do that.
Right. And that's what he didn't know. And then the other thing, it just made me, just bleeps me off is, well, then I found out he used hollow point bullets.
And that's like all he said. Like that was explanation enough, right?
Yeah.
He didn't say why he thought that was bad because he doesn't know.
Right. He probably thought they were illegal all over the world.
He
or
probably
something.
did.
Yeah.
That kind of
Hollow points.
again. I feel really bad for him, honestly. But that is, I mean, that's the angle that every anti-gun person takes. He heard hollow point.
Right.
He knows hollow points are bad, right? Because I don't know why, because media says they are.
Right.
And that's what he focuses on. It's a shame.
And, background checks. Well, he had a background check.
I assume.
No, the Federal Bureau of Firearms and Alcohols came out and said that.
Okay.
So he bought it at a store. They had a waiting period, apparently, because they talked about that. He waited 5 days or something.
In Virginia?
Yeah.
There's a waiting period?
I don't know that he bought it in Virginia, but
No, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. So I don't know what more you can do. You can't read people's minds.
I think
you can't look at their genetic code and say this person's going to shoot newscasters in the future.
Right. It was.
And what price freedom?
It was. What Noir, is that his name? The NRA guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he made the point today about, because Hillary Clinton, of course, came out right away. Obama came out right away. Well, it took Obama a couple hours, but no mention of the white girl that was killed by an illegal, right, and that was shot. Never says anything about that, but this happens. He comes out for gun control, and Hillary Clinton comes out saying,
what did Obama
background
say?
checks.
Do you know? Because I just couldn't bear to
Well, it was...
listen to it.
No. I mean, it was
Just typical stuff that he says.
Yeah, pretty
tragic.
typical.
We
And
gotta stop this
what's
stuff.
his name? Ernst, his spokes
Gosh.
guy. Yeah, I mean, it's tragic. It makes you think that we need background checks, gun control, all that stuff. But anyway, Hillary Clinton tweeted about background checks and whatever. And Noir, he made the point. He said it's not the Minority Report. That was just a movie. Right? You can't know ahead of time.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So I don't know that there's not really any new information. I mean, to talk about. It's a tragic incident.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately being...
And he killed himself. You kind of wish he would have done that, and that's it.
Yeah. It's unfortunately being exploited.
He's going to make it his life's work now to
The father of the female that was
making
shot.
sure
And
mentally ill people.
don't forget there was another woman. The woman being interviewed was shot also. I think she's
In the
going to
hospital.
fully recover. I know
Yeah.
she was in surgery yesterday. I think she's okay, but I'm
Been doing well, I guess.
so that's good. That's good. Lucky, but okay.
Hollow points.
Hollow points. Ugh. All right, let's move on to something more interesting, or not interesting, but more fun. Do you have anything at all that's fun?
Well, not fun, but I like this. New Mexico, finally. I'll start it. I'll preface this and say that, you know what the money forfeiture laws are,
No, I don't. What are they?
Yeah, you do. That's where the police, if they find large amounts of money on your person or in your vehicle during a search or whatever, they automatically assume it's illegal money.
It's the only reason I've
only way-
ever carried large amounts of money.
And so what they do is they take the money and confiscate
They have
it
to.
as,
They have to.
as drug money.
Yes.
Without even arresting you.
Yeah,
And they do this all the time.
They've saved children by taking the money, Brian.
And what they do is then they take that money and then they go out and buy armored vehicles and hollow point bullets.
And then they use those to go to the wrong house and shoot your dog.
Yeah, or worse, your family members. Well, in New
Those are the
Mexico,
same.
they passed a new law saying that you're not going to do that now. You've got to
Good.
have more probable cause that the money is illegal before they can take it. Well, now all of the law enforcement agencies are crying because we don't have any money.
You know how much that shrinks their budget? They rely on stealing money from unconvicted people Well, not even charged people.
Which sounds very much like what Robin Hood was trying to fight with the king's sheriffs, taking tax money and robbing from the poor.
It essentially is a tax, right? But it's definitely taxation without representation because you don't even have time to call your lawyer.
It's a tax.
Come on, what's a tax? Money taken by the government for the government.
Okay, I guess. Well, anyway, we don't have any money for equipment or training.
That's a bummer.
And also, we can't immediately sell stuff that we take or spend it. We have to put it in storage and have a trial. A jury's involved, and that's always
actually iffy. When I hear you saying it, I kind of understand their point now. Because, well, look, these are trained police officers, right? They've been to the academy. Some of them probably even have college degrees. They know what they're doing. They pull a car over. They go up there. They see a big pile of cash. They know instinctively what that cash is for.
Because they're highly trained.
They are highly trained. Some of them even have college degrees, maybe.
Right.
They know what the money's for. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. They don't know what they're doing.
They're dumb.
No, but look, come on. They shouldn't have to have a trial. If the cop says, there's money, it's probably drugs.
Nobody has more than $36 on their person.
Yeah,
I certainly don't.
Yeah,
so
that's the other thing. I actually don't have $36 with me right now.
No, I took it all.
You did.
It's
I had some, but yeah, it is.
And in New Mexico, and more states are doing this, by the way. I don't think New Mexico is unique, and even Michigan has some bills proposed to do that. But even if they take the money and the person's convicted, the money goes into the general fund of the state treasury and not just to police.
To the police. Yeah. So less incentive for the police themselves to collect the money. So, right. I mean, that's the idea.
I think, and right. Less incentive to steal people's money.
Because you can't get yourself a new badge with it or something.
Now, I'm not saying that somebody who has $10,000 in 20s is necessarily acquiring it lawfully, but you don't know that, right? I mean, there's this idea of presumed innocent,
right,
that we're losing in this country.
Well, but the thing is, if they arrest the person for some probable cause, right, then sure, take the evidence that's there, right? If the money is evidence to whatever charge you're charging them with, then you take the money at that point. But what we were seeing, what's happening...
But you hold it.
You hold it.
Because in New Mexico, they have to be convicted of the crime before you can use the money.
Can use it. But that's what I'm saying. But no, we were seeing cases where they weren't even arrested and charged.
No.
The money was just confiscated.
And we've heard cases where people took $10,000 or $20,000 out of their bank account and move into another state to start a business or to buy a house in another state. Or people were coming from, casinos and they had winnings that were $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever. Hell, I have $5,000-$6,000 in my wallet all the time.
Yeah, it's a really big wallet.
Well, it's in $1,000 bills.
Oh. It's only 5 or 6 bills.
Right.
That's not too bad.
Looks like your wallet, except yours are ones.
Yeah, no, not even. I don't have ones in there. I've got receipts.
Yeah. So that's chump change for me. Right. A guy like me, big roller like me, I've got to have $100,000. Who was it? Snoop Dogg got caught with $470,000 in a European venue.
But that was drug money.
They took it?
It was actually drug money.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
It's Snoop Dogg.
No, he was on concert tours, and I guess some of those places pay in cash.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that. But
anyways, there's another guy that carries.
Just the idea that a cop can pull you over, take your money, and then they spend it on themselves.
Right.
I mean, the department, whatever.
There's no conflict of interest there at all.
That's absolutely insane.
No conflict.
So this is good. Good for
step, and
for New Mexico.
Every state should do that.
They should.
There should be a federal law.
Oh God! Don't you hate that? Doesn't that aggravate the crap out of you? Because that really does bug me. When people argue for federal reciprocity of concealed pistol licenses. Right. I just want to scream and rip their hair off.
One hand, they're talking about anti-government, smaller government, libertarian, but gee, I wish the feds would recognize everybody's CPLs.
Yeah.
What?